Hello everyone, MFPallytime, welcome back to the A through Z playthrough. I'm really excited about this one, so that probably means that our game's gonna be awful, right? That's probably what that means. In today's video, we've landed upon Samuro, the character that I have absolutely fallen in love with this year. I love him so much. Now, this is a pretty recent development. Right around the time we started the A through Z series, I was looking at this list, looking at characters that I don't know how to play, like no idea how to play. There was a few on it, obviously, but Samuro was the one that I thought had the most potential for growth, right? I feel like the skill ceiling on this character is really high. My ability to play the character was really low, so I thought that I could really just dig into this character, and boy was I right. He is so much fun. Now, don't play him, ever. Don't you dare play him ever, because I don't want him nerfed. Just think of this as a museum, okay? You can come in, you can look at it, but you can't touch, okay? He was added into the game on October 18th, 2016. His current win rate is 54.1. He's pretty high up on the list right now. And his popularity is only 5.3%. This year, he's gotten a little bit of an HP buff. His level 7 talent for the splashing of AoE was nerfed towards the beginning of the year. The biggest change, one of the best quality of life changes for Samuro, came December 12th in 2017. So we may have shown him off by then in the last year's A through Z, maybe not. But his trait now has a 25-second cooldown and allows you to swap places with any clones that you currently have active. Now, you can only control the clones if you have Illusion Master, which I'm covering up with my beautiful face. You can only control the clones if you have Illusion Master, but it's great for juking people, especially in the early game. And once you start utilizing this, you can get yourself out of trouble quite a lot. Now, Samuro is one of those characters that I have to give immense focus to, so I may not be talking as much as you're used to in our normal A through Z videos. He's a really difficult character to play if you play him properly. But I'm going to try to show him off, boys. We'll try to show him off, okay? All right? Wish me luck. If I feed, I'm going to blame someone else. It's not my fault, okay?
Get your talent.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple today. The friendly team, Samuro, 65% win rate. Johanna, Lily, and Gul'dan. The enemy team, Stitches, Cho'Gall, Nazebo, and Brightwing. Huh.
I will bleed you dry. The match begins in 10 seconds. I enjoyed that.
I don't know how I feel about that Cho'Gall pick, man. We're going to pick up Way of the Illusion at level 1. Every time a mirror... Okay, where are you going, Samuro? Every time a mirror image critically hits an enemy hero, we're going to gain 1 stack of the Way of the Illusion. After hitting 40 heroes, we're basically going to get a ton of damage. Now, the damage does scale up as we go, but basically after you finish the quest, you get a big burst of damage that goes a long way to helping you succeed on Samuro. I don't remember if top or bottom lane is the off lane, so I'm just going to go bottom. I never remember on this map. Honestly, I don't remember on a lot of maps. One thing we can do, though, to help get these critical strikes off faster is simply attack move Samuro. Okay, I got a lot of tips to share. I've learned so much about Samuro this year. All you got to do is attack move onto a target, right? And then pop your mirror image, which is on an 18-second cooldown. And your mirror images will typically continue your attack move command onto that target. So you can deal a bunch of damage. You can get your stacks really, really easy. Also, when you proc your W, your critical strike, 10-second cooldown makes your next auto attack a critical strike. That makes your clones do it as well. So, yeah, pretty easy to do. Also, in regards to how the ability actually works. See if he hooks me. I was waiting for it. In regards to how the clones actually work. If you put your cursor on the right side, okay, Samuro pops up on the right side. If you put your cursor here, Samuro pops there. He always forms where the cursor is. So, you can use that as a way of attack moving onto Stitches here, right? And then popping your clones in right on top of Stitches to get really easy stacks. Look, they're just going. They're just giving me stacks. Also, in some situations, you can use your clones to get over a wall. So if someone was chasing me here, even without the blink teleport, I could pop over this wall to get to safety. Now, there's not a lot of situations like that, so you kind of have to feel that out as the map goes on, or as you play each map, excuse me. But really useful to know. Really, really useful to know. We're going to go for Mirage, so our clones are going to give us some spell armor versus a Cho'Gall. That's going to be pretty damn strong. I think I might... Okay, I can't kill Stitches. I was going in like I could, though. I was going in like I could, boys. We have clones up in just a second. See right there? I don't know if I just didn't put my attack move on the proper target or what, but my clones kind of just dispersed all over the place. They didn't go after the target I wanted them to. So I'm leaving this. Hopefully Johanna can get out. She's not going to be able to. That new Stitches rework, man, it looks like he might have a little bit of damage with him. So he might have some umph. The enemy team likely rotating up to the middle right now. I'm going to go up to the top lane and see what we can do there. Our trait, again, I used that in that last fight. Things I'm doing on Samuro, the reason I'm going a little bit more in depth with what I'm saying is some of the things I'm doing on Samuro are very mechanical intensive, and because the camera's just going to be moving around all the time, you may not pick up on the subtleties of how much work is actually going into playing this, right? He is one of those characters that is super duper hard to play. There's always something you can be doing better on Samuro, always. So for instance, I want my minions to tank this, so I walk away, and then the minion gets priority aggro because he's the closest target. We never really want to be tanking things. Now that this minion is missing some health, we can use our trait to swap to it, and it's back to full HP. There are some things like that. You basically reset the amount of HP that a minion has, that one of your clones has, and then they can keep tanking stuff. I'm able to solo bosses, especially after level 10, by just cycling in between clones and keeping them alive while they're tanking these super, high damage NPCs, which is really, really good as well. The friendly team is grouping up at this objective. It looks like the enemy team's moving in right now. We have everyone here, though. We should be able to do some stuff. I'm going to swap in here and just hit Nazebo. And now I'm gonna just walk right the fuck out. Kind of want to come back in, but we're gonna need some big heals from Lily if we're gonna do that. Uh-oh. Level 7 has been achieved, so we get Burning Blade. Yeah, we're done. Burning Blade allows me to AoE every time I land a critical hit. By the way, every 3 strikes, I think, maybe 4, is a guaranteed critical as well. So your W ability resets your auto attack cooldown, but also gives you an additional free critical hit. So you want to use that right after you crit here with the critical strike. You want to reactivate your W ability, or I guess activate it. You're not reactivating it. It's just a passive mechanic and then an active mechanic. But you want to use that to give yourself yet another free critical hit. I should be able to get a lot of my stacks here versus Stitches. He kind of messed up fighting me there. Trying to body block him as well. He did decide to go the other way. But that was a pretty decent amount of damage. Nazebo's free pushing top. We can't have that. He sees me coming, I'm assuming. And you may notice that the clones themselves don't do a lot of damage on their own. You really need Samuro in there. That's why utilizing the swap is so good. If I'm invisible, the zombies of Nazebo's zombie wall can't hit me. So I can counter that ability just by going immune. There's a lot of abilities in the game, like Tracer's Time Stop, or Pulse Bomb, Pulse Bomb, where if the Pulse Bomb is on Samuro, I can simply swap to another clone and avoid that damage, or I can generate more clones and avoid that damage. He has so many subtle little ways that he can counterplay almost the entire hero's roster. You just have to sit down and figure out what you can and cannot do. If you go invisible, spiders can't hit you. Like, there's so many ways to just run circles around people with Samuro. Let's say I get caught in a zombie wall and I don't have invisibility up. I can use the mirror image to just jump myself out of it by putting my cursor on this side of it and just moving myself out of it. There's so many ways for Samuro to just make a mockery of who he's fighting. Again, especially after level 10. I don't really feel like I'm a character until level 10. I don't really feel like I'm a character until level 10. So that's one of the reasons I try to soak as much XP as possible. We're trying to push these off lanes. We're our #1 XP contributor. I try to do this in every single game. Try to be everywhere on the map. And be as effective as I can. This tower will give us level 10. Okay, now that we have Illusion Master, I am going to keep pushing this. But we can control our clones now. So I usually set it up to make 3 my travel clone. So 3 is moving down to the bottom lane. We'll go ahead and swap to 3. I don't know if she thinks this is a clone or what, but it's not. Now we want to move 2 that way. Swap over to 2. Do we dodge the ult with the swap? Boys! I love Samuro, okay? We just wasted the Cho'Gath ult. And got away. Juke City's a real place. But again, this is one of those things where, like, when I'm playing it, it's really hard to talk about what I'm doing, right? Really, 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 really hard. So regardless of whether or not this game is a win or a loss, I want to be able to convey the strategies I'm using to be successful with this character. That's really the goal at the end of the day. So, sending the minions up to the top lane, we are going to swap to them soon because there's a really big wave up there. So we just traveled globally across the map just by having a little bit of insight into where we wanted our minions to go. Now, another thing we can do that's really strong, and this was removed from the game, but then re-added. So if I need HP, I can send 3 back, swap to 3. 3 will continue to push this lane. Okay, I'm not going to swap back, actually. But before the cooldown's done, because Illusion Master, you know, allows us to keep our clones out for longer, before the cooldown's done, I can swap back to my clones and be at full health. So in the middle of a team fight, I can actually bail, heal up, theoretically in the middle of a team fight. I could bail, heal up, and then come back in, full health. So what I was trying to do there was, oh shit. We're dead, boys. What I was trying to do there was body block him and stop him from leaving. So I took 2, while everyone else was on an attack command. I took 2, moved it to the other side of Stitches to keep him from running away. 3 was still hitting him, proccing the crit strikes for my Way of Illusion, right? My main character is still hitting him, proccing the crit strikes for our illusion. But most people think that the Samuro moving the most is the real Samuro. Oh, God. Most people think that the Samuro moving the most is the real Samuro. So in that situation, most people, hold on, let's mount up. Most people will attack the Samuro that's moving, even though it's the clones. So they're kind of wasting their time in that regard. We're kind of losing this game. Kind of losing this game, boys. So it's just like a subtle little mind game, and also a tactical ability to, like, stop someone from leaving. They'll think it's the real Samuro when it's not. You could just kind of beat him up a little bit. I didn't get any heals from Lily. Feels kind of bad, man. I know this is almost over, but I still want to see if there's anything I can do down here. Oh, it's entirely over. Oh, and he just keeps pushing. Not a problem in the world. Oh, also, we can remove poison effects on our character, I think. Or at least on our decoys. If we swap to someone else, so if someone puts a big damage over time effect on you, you can just kind of bail and it's no big deal. There's so many little ways that Samuro can just completely outplay everybody. So fun. Need heals. Okay, Lily Samuro does not work. Lily Samuro is not a good combo. Because her jug of 1,000 cups was healing my clones and not me. Did not know that. Did not know that. Boss is open, but we don't want to take it. I need to start soaking some XP to keep us in the game. So these clones do count as heroes. So enemy team members are able to stack up really fast versus us if we're not careful. But because they're heroes, that also means we're able to soak XP. So I can send them. So I could send them to the middle lane, have them start pushing, and then it'll actually count for XP if we happen to need it right then. Going to the bottom lane. Again, I can't stress how hard it is to play this character and convey what I'm doing at the same time, so I apologize. I might have to quiet down here for a minute because I want to win this game, and we're kind of getting to a pivotal moment, you know what I'm saying? So we do have a teleport on our E ability that I can use to reposition. So I can get in front of Nazebo here. Drop the clones. I want to send 3 back right now because I'm taking a lot of damage. So 3 safe. So let's say this fight wasn't going the right way. How we get out is just send 3 out immediately and then swap to 3. But luckily, no one peeled for Brightwing there, so I was able to just stack on her and deal a ton of damage. We want boss now. So that actually worked out really well. Typically, I do go for the press the attack talent. But I saw that Harsh Winds today when I was doing research for this has a higher pick rate and a higher win rate. And I've never really used it, so we're going to try to use it today. So basically how it works is when you teleport with your stealth, which is what we're going to be doing to chase after some enemies, when you teleport with your stealth, you can then, when you attack someone, it's going to deal increased damage on your first attack. So we created a lot of space here. A lot of space. That's good. I'm going to Hearth with 3, push with 2. Oh, uh-oh.
Enemy fortification down.
I really like that ult versus Cho'Gall. That's really good. Okay. They killed my clone, but I didn't die. And we're able to get full health and stop the push up top. I'm going to ping retreat because I'm not there anymore. Okay, they can clean that up, no problem. One thing I should be doing better, and I'm not doing it at all this game, is just taking camps. We have such a good ability to take camps quickly and have map pressure, and especially versus a Cho'Gall, I should be doing that a lot more. I haven't been doing that enough. Again, if anyone thinks that streamers don't play better off stream, they are naive. Completely naive. And this is just one of those circumstances. I at least try to point out when I could be doing things better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to stay in mid as long as I can. Swap to these guys as they are disappearing. Make sure all of them stay in the area to take this camp. Unfortunately, our team did get wiped. I don't think these guys are pushing in for the core. Looks like the team did not move back after I left. All right, we at least have some pressure top. I mean, Nazebo's been doing a pretty good job of cleaning up their lanes, but we need to give him something to do, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and just move right out of this one. I can Sippy Cup here, and the health regen will continue to roll during the fight. You should always do this if you're defending your own base.
The enemy's attacking our core. Too much damage, and it's game over. We're down a keep. Stay sharp.
Swapped out right before I died versus Nebo in the Brightwing. One thing I always strive to do, and I strive really hard to do it, is to keep the attention of the enemy team on me and push the backline as much as I can. If I'm on the backline, that means my team should be able to deal with everything else. But of course, when you're versus a Cho'Gall, all of your conventional win conditions kind of go out the window. I think I might be dead here. We need to move this clone in to dodge that hook, jump out with our teleport. And unfortunately, we're going to lose this game. I'm really bummed about it. But, you know, playing with viewers, whatever the viewers want to play, they're going to play. We did not build for a Cho'Gall, unfortunately, and We got a Cho'Gath, and that's fine. Can't win them all, boys. I've taken my win rate with Samuro from what I believe was about 40%. It wasn't very good. Brought it up to, prior to this game, it was 57%. 57% win rate. So I've had a lot of success with him, and I really enjoy the character. Again, I cannot stress how much I love the character, mainly because of the small little details in there. I really think he has so many little gameplay caveats that no other, or nuances that no other character has. And it's been so fun to learn those and really master them and just run circles around the enemy team. In most cases, it's really fun. Didn't get the win today. Really wish I did, but that's okay. If you want to follow along at home, you're not allowed to. Remember, we had to talk about this. You can't. It's not okay. This is my character, okay? It's not your character. It's mine. All right? You stay away. I don't want any changes come Samuro. I want to be able to look at... I closed it. But I want to be able to look at Heroes patch notes next year. No, I didn't. I want to be able to look at this next year for A through Z, right? And I want to see no changes since this patch, okay? Don't you touch my character. He's mine. How fair was your last match? All right. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I hope, even though we didn't win, you still see the value that Samuro can bring to a team, even though you're not allowed to plan. Take care. See you next time.